What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video was inspired by another mom YouTuber, Brittany Baylin, and then someone else I follow, Kylene Rodriguez, did it a few days ago as well. This video was perfectly timed for me because yesterday my son turned 9 months old. This video is going to be a 9-month update specifically about me. So I want to talk about my postpartum body, where I'm at physically and mentally, emotionally. But I thought that it was important that I get my body and my experience out there because the women that I mentioned, as well as any other mom YouTubers I follow, are pretty thin women. And I'm not trying to say that to discount their experience at all. If anything, me seeing their videos and seeing the way that they've tried to accept their new bodies postpartum has really opened my eyes to the fact that we're all going through it, regardless if you're tall, short, skinny, fat, big, small. Like, all of those things are irrelevant when you're trying to learn and adapt to a new body postpartum. I had a belly before I got pregnant. I had fat on my body before I got pregnant. These things are not new to me, but that hasn't made the experience of adjusting to postpartum any easier. Yeah, let's just start from the head and work our way down. Postpartum hair loss is a real thing. When I was about 4 months postpartum, I started losing my hair in clumps. I don't have thick hair, but I have a lot of hair, and so it didn't do significant damage to me, but I definitely lost a lot in this like temple area on both sides. It has started to grow back. I'll try and get a good clip of it, but I have a lot of like little baby hairs growing back right here. And I thought that it was just at my temples, but I'll put the picture that we took yesterday for the 9-month photo shoot. If you zoom in, I was shocked by how many like stray baby hairs I had on the back of my head when I had my hair up. And when I saw those, I was like, wow, I want to Photoshop these out. I'm comparing myself to my pregnancy photo and I just look like such a hot mess, just in my hair especially. And I ended up not touching it because really that is the postpartum experience. 9 months in, I was glowing and radiant. 9 months out, I'm sleep deprived, I'm frazzled, I'm stressed, but I'm enjoying every moment with my son and I look different. Going down my face. So this might just be me, I might be hypercritical of myself, but I feel like my face looks older. That could be because of sleep deprivation, that could be because I'm not drinking enough water, that could be for a variety of reasons. I don't know, you'll have to let me know in the comments if you've experienced that same phenomenon. It's just something I notice about myself, especially when I'm comparing those two photos. Down to the boobs. This is kind of where being plus size to begin with comes into it. I already had a lot of like fat in my boobs. You know, I never ever had tiny little perky boobs. That has not changed. And I feel almost a little fortunate because I see a lot of the moms I follow have said like they have no idea what to do now with their larger chest. Like none of their clothes fit them correctly. Their back hurts. They don't know how to like support this larger chest. They're not used to it. And for me, while my boobs are bigger and saggier than they were before having a baby, like they were always kind of bigger and saggier than other people, and so it's not new to me. You know, this is like a little graphic. If you're my family, please stop watching at this point. But I always had really small nipples, and while my actual like nipple is still pretty small, the areola is a lot bigger, and that happened when I was pregnant and it's just stayed bigger. I don't know if that goes back to its normal size or not. I was kind of hoping my nipples were going to get bigger because that was a big reason I had trouble breastfeeding my son. Moving down to the belly. Again, I was plus size before. I had a chubby belly, I've had rolls, I had tons of stretch marks from when I was a kid. I still am having a hard time adjusting to my belly. This started immediately. I haven't been hating it like as much as I would have in the past, but it's definitely been an adjustment. So after I had the baby, it was probably like 4 hours later. I was using the bathroom in the hospital and I looked in the mirror and I was shocked. I thought that it would take days for the hardness of my belly to go down, and It did not. My belly deflated so quickly. It was jarring, honestly, to like look in the mirror in the morning and see yourself with this big hard belly and then look at yourself like 24 hours later, and deflated is really the only word I can use to describe it. It felt like, whoa, I just had a baby a few hours ago. Like, why am I already having to deal with this? I hate saying that. I hate saying that I was like focused and shocked by my body after having a baby, but that's the reality of it. That's what happened. And even though I was plus size before, like I have new pockets and rolls on my body that I never had before in my life. So I'll show them on camera, but basically on the side of my belly, I now have this like chunk of fat and skin that I can grab onto, and it really is highlighted in my jeans and my leggings, and I just feel so uncomfortable with it and not confident with it, and I don't know how to dress flatter that part of my body, and it's just, I think it's going to be a while before those go away. And then stretch marks. So I've had stretch marks my whole life, it feels like, but by the time I got pregnant they were completely faded. Pointed them out to my husband once and he said he had never seen them. So I think that just goes to show how much they have faded. I put cocoa butter and bio oil on my belly every night when I was pregnant, and it did absolutely nothing to help me. They say stretch marks are genetic. I asked my mom and she said she did not get any when she was pregnant. So I'm not sure who in my family they're coming from, but not cool. You know, a lot of women say like, I'm not bothered by my stretch marks because they're just a symbol of my baby growing inside my body. And that's true, that's when they happened, but for me it really feels like they are a symbol of me gaining too much weight when I was growing my son. I gained like 70 pounds when I was pregnant, which if you're starting your pregnancy as a plus size person, it's not recommended to gain that much weight. And I did, and I lost 30 pounds like within a week of having the baby. So a lot of it was like bloating and stuff, but still I got big and my skin stretched a lot, and my stretch marks are all over. I think the fact that they go up so high kind of bothers me. And now it's like even wearing the highest rise jeans, bathing suit bottoms, my stretch marks are still peeking out. I feel like I've had them my whole life, whatever, it's just more stretch marks, they will fade. It just kind of sucks that I got so many when I already had so many, because now I'm like, okay, if I have another baby, am I gonna get that many again? And then my entire stomach will be like scar tissue. I'm having a hard time accepting them, and I'm not trying to shame anyone else, because honestly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, when I see other women with stretch marks, I do not give it a second thought. I don't know, maybe it's because they're just so bright and so purple that it's like really distracting when I see them. Moving down, where do we go? So yeah, again, if you're my family, don't watch this. At my 7-week checkup, I got cleared to have sex again. I was scared, very scared. I had gotten a 2nd-degree tear and stitches, and honestly it was painful for like a week maybe afterwards, and then it was just kind of normal. I bled for about 3 weeks. Yeah, so at 7 weeks we tried to have sex and it was super painful and uncomfortable, and I hated it. I don't think that's something people talk about enough. Like when I was pregnant, all I read about was you should wait 6 weeks to have sex, and a lot of resources I read made it sound like even if you want to do it earlier, you should wait. And it's like, I did not want to do it earlier. I was scared, and I didn't want to do it after because I was still scared. I would say it took 5 months maybe until it started to feel normal again. And even now, I'm 9 months, it doesn't feel 100% the same. I don't know if it ever will. The sensation is like your skin is being pulled too tight. Like, you know when you get a cut on a part of your body that bends, like a finger or your elbow or your knee, and the skin starts to heal, and then you like bend it and pull it tighter, and then you like feel the skin stretching? That's kind of how it felt having sex. Like After a while, it wasn't painful. I wasn't like on the verge of tears when we were doing it, but I just felt so uncomfortable. But I think it's just, you have to get used to it again the same way you would the first time you ever had sex. It's like pretty much normal now, but it definitely was not like a 6 weeks back in the saddle. And I don't want to scare anyone, but like, it's your body and you should take care of it, and don't force yourself, and don't let other people force you to get back into it before you're ready. And use lubrication, because that will help. Just another weird one, my toenails. They are just super, super brittle. Like if I go to cut them, sometimes half of the toenail will just like tear off. I've constantly lost like half a toenail since I've been postpartum. I don't know if that's like a hormonal thing, some vitamin deficiency. I told my OBGYN about it and she didn't seem that concerned. And then as for other stuff, so like I said, I bled for about 3 weeks postpartum, and I went back on birth control at 7 weeks because I went on the mini pill because I was still pumping at that point, and now I have an IUD. I may have gotten 1 period. So I think after they put in my IUD at 8 months is when I got my first period, but it could have also been bleeding from the IUD, so I'm not sure. I very well still could have not got my period. According to my doctor, it's like totally random. Some people get it like right after they have the baby. Some people take a long time to get it back. I feel lucky that I didn't have mine back for so long. Oh my god, I lose everything. Where's my phone? I made a list for this video and now I can't find my phone. What the heck? Alright, well, I'm just gonna have to try and finish the video, and if I forget anything, editing me will pop in and put it in because I want to finish before the baby wakes up. Mentally, things are good right now, but I am on an antidepressant. When I was about 7 months postpartum, I started having a lot of bad days. It was so intensely bad that I recognized immediately something was wrong. It was like probably 2 weeks worth of bad days, and then there was one day where I was like, holy crap, I have to call my doctor right now because I need help. And I had to call my husband and ask him to come home from work because I was so emotionally unstable at that point. Like, I knew I wasn't going to like hurt myself or hurt my son, but I felt like I couldn't calm down enough to like take care of him and be happy and like be normal around him because I was so distraught. Like, my mind was racing a mile a minute. I could not focus on anything. I was just like holding him, walking around the house, like talking to myself because I couldn't calm down. I was so sad. Like, literally the second my husband would get home from work, I would like fall into his arms and start bawling for no reason. Nothing was making me upset. I just felt so out of control. Obviously, I knew something was wrong. I went to the doctor. I told her all of this and she put me on an antidepressant, and I swear, as soon as that got into my system, I felt immediately better. I've been on it 3 months now. Had like 1 or 2 bad days, but honestly nothing even slightly compared to how it was before. I think it's just like general anxiety, stress about, you know, life. So it has gotten a lot better, but seriously, like, if you feel you don't even know how you're gonna get through your day because you're feeling so overwhelmed, so stressed, so sad, you need to contact your doctor immediately. I just went to my OBGYN. I'm not saying everyone needs to be on an antidepressant. Like, there are obviously other ways to deal with it. My doctor also recommended a therapist to me. Like, biologically, it makes sense. Your body is like full of all these hormones when you're pregnant, and then as soon as you have the baby, it's just like and I always kind of thought that if I was gonna get PPD, it was gonna kick in right after I had the baby. I was very sad and down for like 2 months after having the baby, but it was purely about breastfeeding. Everything else in life was going well and making me happy, but our breastfeeding experience was so sad and not what I was expecting, that really took a toll on me. But that's not really what postpartum depression is, because that had like a very specific cause that was making me sad, and it was very contained to one area of my life, and this was everything. This was so out of control. I've never experienced any feeling like this. So I got the help I needed, and I feel so much better. I can take care of my son with no issue now. So just if you're, and I can make another video about it if anyone has any more questions about it. But as for being a mom in general, I totally feel like I've got it under control now. I had no experience with babies before I had my son. I had never changed a diaper. I had never babysat. I did not know what I was doing. But I feel like I've got it down now. That maternal instinct kicked in. That is my baby. I am his mom. We are so deeply connected. And I think that once your baby gets to like 6 months, they really start to develop like some independence and their big personality. Like now, it's just crazy to me because the way he acts now is how I would imagine like a 2-year-old acting, you know? He's just so independent. He plays by himself. He's like clapping his hands. He's saying mama. He's doing all of these things that, because I had never been around babies, I thought those were for much older babies. And it's just so cool to like see him growing up really quickly right in front of my eyes. It's also a little sad because this phase right now that he's in, this like 8-9 month phase, is so fun and so sweet, and he still really needs me and really cute, and I want to like freeze this phase a little longer. But I'm also so excited for the summer with him. I do feel like I may have missed some stuff but I don't know where my phone is. Okay, 2 more things. I found my phone. It was on top of a garbage can. I'm sorry if this is disgusting. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're a mom and this is not news to you, but hemorrhoids happen sometimes, a lot of times, after you have a baby, because of the strain of pushing the baby out causes hemorrhoids to pop out of your butthole. Can I say butthole on YouTube? I'm not a stranger to hemorrhoids. I've had them in the past. After I moved back from Thailand to the US, my body freaked the hell out when I started eating Western food again, and I had a lot of digestion problems and hemorrhoids. While hemorrhoids are not new to me, and I'm so sorry if they're new to you because they suck and I wouldn't wish them on my worst enemy, those like Tux pads or the ones they give you at the hospital, I actually prefer the hospital ones. The Tux ones smell bad. Those pads really help with hemorrhoids. Just like, they say to like rub it on there a few times a day. I literally just put the pad in between my butt cheeks and like go on with my day. Why am I so immature? Like, I wipe my son's butt all day, every day, and I'm like giggling like a 4-year-old talking about my own butt. Hemorrhoids are normal. It makes sense. You're pushing really hard. That's a real thing that happened to me. It still happens occasionally. The last thing, I lost all core strength when I was pregnant. My doctor told me not to do any abdominal exercises the entire time I was pregnant, but then my friend's doctor told her it was completely fine. So I don't know, everyone's doctor has a different opinion on that. I did not do any core work the whole time I was pregnant, and it showed. Basically, for months after I had my son, I was experiencing so much pain in my quads because anytime I was standing up from a chair or from the couch or from bed, I was purely using my quad muscles to do it because I had no core strength to lift myself up. And it's gotten a lot better now that I've been working out and I don't have that leg pain anymore, and I definitely like feel some strength in my abdomen, but that was gone postpartum, and that took a while to get back. What's up? It's editing me. I wanted to pop on because I was just about to finish the video and I realized I forgot to talk about one thing, and that is the smell that I had after having a baby. I read that it's very normal for your body to overproduce your scent so that the baby can like smell you and know when you're near and feel comforted by your smell. When I was pregnant, I used natural deodorant. I used native deodorant and it worked so well and I loved the smell of it. And then as soon as I had my baby, it did not work anymore. It was like nothing I did, no soap, no different sponge, no natural deodorant was getting rid of it. I asked my doctor about it. She said that it was like totally normal, hormones, blah, 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 blah. What I ended up doing was buying a prescription strength deodorant from the store that has completely eliminated the problem. And I don't know if that's still going on. Like, could I switch back to natural deodorant now? Maybe. But that was a big thing. I definitely smelled after having a baby. Maybe my son appreciated it, but I did not. So that's another one. But that is gonna wrap it up for me, guys. Please leave a comment if you have answers to any of the questions that I asked in this video, and I will be back soon. I have a lot of things that are already filmed and I just need to edit and bump out. So thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.